everyone. Thank you for coming out on this very chilly morning. Did you have frost on your cars? You did.
Yes.
My name is Joanne Russo, and this is my husband, John Russo. He's the founder of Prep You for Success. He is also known as the Prep Guy. You might see a little fiat out there with the name. John founded this company based on his experience up in New York, where he worked very closely with colleges, universities, and schools to present ways to ease students through the college admissions process with their families. And that being done, he gained this experience. We came down here to Wilmington and we started trying to work with students and groups. And along that path, when we were doing our workshops, you start to see people's eyes glaze over. You're giving them so much information and they said, can you just give us your notes? And then we took a step back and we wrote the book. So that is our workbook, and that's how that came about. What Prep You for Success does, it takes the mystery out of the college admissions process and eases them into being able to go through the process successfully and with as little anxiety as possible. Applying to college nowadays has become more complex and certainly more competitive than it's ever been. And part of what happens is parents and students think they're going to wait till, senior year. I'm going to wait till senior year and I'm going to apply. But that process starts way before then. It starts as early as freshman year. And the main purpose of our business is to assist these families through this time and to complete it effectively with their sanity still intact, basically.
So what matters most to an admissions committee when it's decision time? Is it test scores? Certainly grades are very important, but there are other factors that need to be considered. More and more colleges are starting to go test optional. And what that means is that standardized tests are not required and certainly not the sole decision for college acceptance. If there's been recent studies of anyone that's attending, let's say a college information session, what they'll hear from the representative is that colleges want students with passion. So colleges are looking for the student that has what their desires are, what's their passion, what their passion is, and who do they want to be. And what they want to also know is how are they pursuing these interests throughout the school year?
Absolutely. Sorry, I guess it's back to me.
Oh, no, I'll just say one more thing. This is really, no, because this is a key point.
Yes.
Colleges, as you say, are looking for students that are going to contribute to the campus as well. So what they want to know is who is the student?
And clearly, these are the things that parents and students don't really think they need, but these are just some of the reasons why coming to a college admissions counselor helps. They don't know what they don't know. And part of that is they're expecting the high school counselors to provide them with all that information, and they are trying their best. But there are other pieces that as a family, as a unit, as a student can do to help them through this. Some of them are, like John brought up, they don't know that if you're on the NCAA and you want to join a Class 1 Division I team, you have to have certain courses that you have to take throughout the year. And if the counselors are not telling them that and they don't know it, they could be unprepared and not be eligible to apply to a college that requires that on a Class 1. Now, there are other companies out there that do similar to what we do. They'll help them fill out the FAFSA. They'll guide them through the essay, which these are the two most anxiety-driven pieces of a college admissions process, and the one that gets the most attention. But yet, there are other pieces that go along with it that can help make that student have an advantage over other students because they've done a resume and they've helped their guidance counselor know a little bit more about them outside of school, which they're not really thinking about themselves. You have to kind of pry it out of someone. If I asked John today, what's your biggest quality? What's your best quality? You have to stop and think sometimes. It's not just because you don't want to be bragging about it. what makes our workbook different is that we take all of these pieces and we go through it step by step from freshman year to senior year. We guide them through it. So it's a process. In freshman year, we tell them, we have timelines for sophomores and juniors. In freshman year, we guide them on how they could explore their opportunities in school. When they get to sophomore year, they have to kind of like finite that down a little bit. And certainly junior year, there are things that they have to be going through. And we put that in our book to help guide them through it. We do application requirements, we do scholarship information, and this is all a guide as they go through it. We're not going to fill out the FAFSA form with them as some companies do, and they charge quite a lot of money to do that. We give them the steps on how to do it effectively, or the steps on how to write a perfect essay. When you were talking to college counselors and admission reps, John asked them, what makes a great essay?
And what they actually are looking for, as I said before, they want to know how a student is pursuing their interests and their ambitions and their desires. And so when an essay reflects who they are, not the story that they tell, what influenced them to make them part of that story. So when we guide a student, we give them to how to write a killer essay, and what are the elements involved that should be considered. So we make sure that they realize that they're the star of the show. So if we relate it to, if you're going to be in a TV sitcom or a TV series piece, what role does that person play? And they're involved in something. So as the plot starts to develop, they start to realize that they're involved, why they're involved in the storyline. And that's what they should be in essay as well.
We offer it in 3 different ways also. We have a digital version of our book, we have a printed version, we have a workshop, and we also do consultations. And we're looking for people to take advantage of all 3. Now, our greatest success to date has been that we sold 200 books to Wilmington Early College High School, where they're using it with their counselors, are using it as a complement to their program. So they're working through it. And that in itself has been a success, but we're looking to, make that a little bit more widespread.
And what's interesting is that the counselors had seen this product as a collaboration. It's not something that they were doing themselves, and we're just trying to repeat what they're doing. So they saw the value of the tips that we provided. It's what the colleges had told me for 10 years, what they're looking for. And when they get to know you for a long time, I could say, well, this is a good essay. What are you looking for? But we don't concentrate just on essays. A lot of our competition try to sell the essay portion, sell the FAFSA. What we do is don't let the FAFSA drive you crazy. So our program really kind of takes the parent and student from freshman year, building into sophomore year, building into junior year. So by the time it gets to be a high school senior, all those elements are all in place. And colleges can recognize when a student on senior year is starting to jam in a resume, jam in an internship. So instead of following their passion and how they're pursuing their interests, they'll say, I need an internship. So they're going to go to, help out with a pet store. And that's nothing where they were headed. So there's a lot of things that are involved in the college admissions process. It's not just filling out the application.
Another piece of our business that we have is we have a philanthropy program where we have offered companies, individuals that want to sponsor a student or a group of students that perhaps are in an underserved community, and you can sponsor them at a discounted rate, and we provide the information to them. So we're looking to build upon that also.
And the reason for a discounted rate, we want the philanthropists or the companies to know that we're going to partner with them and cut up, and financially include them. And also to give them the incentive, because someone said to me, well, they can afford the whole price. Why would you do that? We want them to know the reason why we're doing it. We don't want them to just do 2 students if they can do 20. We don't want them to do 50 students if they could do 100. So by letting them know that we're in partnership with them, that's what we're hoping is an incentive for them to participate. So one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we could do is ask for your advice, but also to try to help out with maybe, letting people know about our product. If you could, for your company, if you went to the company to find out if they have a philanthropy program, or if they wanted just to, be a sponsor. If you knew someone in the schools, if you knew the school principal, if you had neighbors that had sophomores and juniors, and if you just helped let them know, give us an introduction, that would be so helpful for us, because to try to build a base is really hard.
What we found is that people love our product when we present it to them. They love it. They see a value in it. They don't think the price. And we're curious, is it, if I buy this book, do I have to do work? Because we've had parents say, wait a minute, I have to do the work? No, we're asking you just to be a partner with your child. And they do see it, and challenging even because it's called a workbook. Is that part of it? Is that being turned off? Oh, now I have to do work. So any kind of feedback you could give us would be greatly appreciated. And
we'd like to thank you so much for coming out in person.